Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 20th of May 2022. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Truth Seekers Tarot for today's reading, and I want to use 4 cards again. I'm not sure why I'm doing that at the moment. It just feels right to do that, so I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to shuffle these cards a few times, and then I'll have a look at what this day's energy is all about and what the cards have to say about that, really. So let's see what that is. First card, the Tower. Okay. Justice. The Eight of Swords. And the Three of Wands. Okay, that's kind of interesting because the very specific message I'm getting is if there's some sort of legal issue that you've got that's made you feel trapped, it's likely that that is completed. It's interesting because the Tower is about some sort of structure or something that's been in your life for a while, coming undone and exiting center stage. But today I'm getting the message that this Tower card is very much about this cycle of endings and new beginnings. And something comes to a close, maybe to do anything to do with an intellectual kind of conflict, like the law or an argument with another person or a way of seeing yourself, because swords are about perspective. That's done now. You reclaim your power, and with that, you're able to look to the future and plan ahead. So that's very specific. Let's see what the cards have to say overall. So the Tower card, it's the 16th card in the Major Arcana, and that's when on the Fool's journey, the Fool kind of first has this experience of the rug being pulled out from under him. So the place he lives, he gets evicted, or this job that he's relied on, it's made redundant, or a relationship that he thought he was going to be in forever inexplicably goes awry and he has to start from scratch. And it's this event that's usually very unwelcome. I mean, no one wants something to just blow up in their lives, but it's what I'm getting here via this card, it's a lesson that you can survive a lot more than you realize. You're a lot more resilient. And also, sometimes it's important for things to blow up in our lives so that we can experience the new. Because a lot of, in my personal experience, certain things that I've kind of warmed to in my life, I've then hung on to, even if those things haven't been good for me. But if there's not a willingness to let go and to experience new things, then sometimes the only way to get rid of something is to have it blow up and for it to be outside of your control, because you yourself aren't going to retract from it if it's serving you in some way. So with this, I'm getting that there's some major change here in your life about something that seemed really bothersome or difficult to deal with or even beyond you, and you kind of feel that you get your power back and you're able to deal with what's going on. You know, it's interesting because usually the Tower is blown up by a thunderstorm, lightning strikes. But here it's different. We've got the sun, and I always mention this, but I think it's important because the sun in our chakra system is the solar plexus chakra, and it's the central one. It's at the center of your torso, and it's about your strength and your identity and how you want to make your way through life in an ideal kind of setting. And here we've got these kind of solar rays dripping down and the Tower is being blown up. So it's almost like your identity triumphs over the institutions and structure of your life. So, it may not even be, it could be a legal issue, but on a more personal level, what changes and what's blown up is your perspective of the world and seeing yourself as a powerless operator. You know, as just this pre-programmed unit that's going around doing things that it's been told to do. Your identity and your sense of self gets so big that things which seemingly were impossible in your life before now are very manageable and easy to deal with and incredibly possible. So you get a lot of courage here. You're willing to change. And I also get that you're not willing to engage with something that's no longer positive in your life. And you're willing to have the Tower be destroyed. If that Tower is a, connection to a place, and you're like, I really don't like this anymore. I have nowhere else to go, so that makes me a bit nervous, but I just don't want to be here anymore, and I know that. It's that simplicity of this is my truth, and here it is. I see it, I'm aware of it, I'm going to do something about it. Then we have justice, which is great because we have this symbol for Libra. And when I was putting down the cards, I got the message that the justice card today is very much about a bridge. So this thing that changes in your life, I feel it's important to see that with like a kind of philosophical perspective, because it actually leads you to something else, which again empowers you and offers you this whole new beginning. So with the symbol for Libra here, Libra is about balance. It's an air sign. It has to do with communication and creativity, and a sense of being part of something bigger. And the Justice card is the 11th card in the major arcana, so it comes before this one. And it's this principle that what you put in, you're going to get out. So if you exude positivity and love, most of the time you'll get that back. If you are given a job and you do it and you kind of wing it and don't really care about it, then you'll probably get a message from the supervisor saying, this wasn't the best job ever, please look at it again. So it's this principle that we all have to kind of work with or get to work with. And I'm now noticing her red dress. It can be a source of motivation and enthusiasm or comfort even to realize that the odds aren't stacked against you on planet Earth. Certain things are going to fail, certain things are going to succeed. But ultimately, if you keep putting something out there that's positive or that you believe in, that you enjoy, and if you simply continue on and on and on, sooner or later it is going to work out the way you want it to. The Eight of Swords is usually a woman who's blindfolded and she's stuck, surrounded by all these swords. Here we've got like the inside of a castle or a church. We've got these two suits of armor here in the back overseeing this, and we've got the sunlight coming in and illuminating the thinking, same as the tower. And again, oh wow, so this is inside the tower. So the strength of your self and sense of identity reaches every nook and cranny of your experience here. You're no longer trapped, and it's this it's almost like a revelation. You know, if you're sitting in a dark room and the sun rises and then suddenly the rays of light come in and warm you and stuff, it's nothing to do with you. It's something that's just given, and it illuminates and warms you. And that's what's happening on this day. It's almost like a super solar event here, that you realize all the ways of thinking and all your allegiance to certain institutions and groups that actually don't help you, or like a legal thing that's been hanging over your head. You see how much that's impacted you. The swords kind of become invisible in the sunlight. You can see through them and see the number 8 that's behind it. And that says it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. That's all peripheral and temporary. What's really important is yourself behind what's going on. So if you kind of lean back into yourself and you get comfortable with that, that's where your power resides. And that's all you need to do to access the Three of Wands then. And the Three of Wands is about looking out into the world and seeing where you can go and what's going to work for you. It's about travel, it's adventure, it's exploration, making your life bigger and taking action based on your desires and what really fires you up personally. So we've got the volcano exploding here. So really the self explodes, I think, on this day. The self is just no longer willing to be told no, or to be put down or bullied or shut down or instructed or whatever it is. It's your sense of self just totally emerges and there's no stopping it. And it's like the universe holding up a big sign saying, this is your journey. You've got lots of options. You don't need to do whatever it is you feel you're being trapped by. So if there's anything where you feel like you're being bamboozled into a situation, or you're being pushed, or you're being, strong-armed into something, that's the big warning I feel that needs to be looked at carefully. because it's about strengthening the self, not minimizing the self. And because the cards are saying there's such a great opportunity here for you to become bigger, that on planet duality, the downside of that then is going to be that other people who themselves get bigger, some of them are then going to try and oppress others, although I think that's a bit of a strong word. Or, make themselves feel bigger by putting other people down. Number-wise, we've got, what's this? 16 and 11 is 27, and 8 is 35, and 3 is 38. 3 and 8 is 11, and 11 is the master number of service in numerology. And it is the Justice card here in the tarot, and it's actually appearing. So what's being highlighted is the Justice card. Cause and effect is in place. Karma is a real thing. And today, particularly, this law of what you put out, you get back is in full force. So if you accept what's changing beyond your control, and you focus on what you want, what you're passionate about, and you put that into the world, you're going to go a long way. And that means you can truly be of service to yourself. And I think this is a bit of a stretch, but also institutions that no longer serve you, by exiting them and not wasting your time or their time. And I also feel a big sense of relief, like something is lifted off the shoulders. It's like, oh, I can breathe. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology. The astrology chart I draw up by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. Once I have that info, I can draw up your natal chart, and then I can really answer any questions you may have. So if you're unclear on, life purpose or living situation or relationships, or feeling trapped and not knowing how to move forward, or anything at all, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.